guys, today we are doing a video on our 10 essential brushes, makeup brushes that is. The brushes that I will be mentioning in this video are not necessarily the brushes that you need to go out and purchase. These are just the brushes that I have found for me personally are the best for the different steps you need to take with doing a full face of makeup. So like foundation, concealer, highlighting, contouring, eyeshadow, all of it. These are the brushes that I have found are the best and that I use on a daily basis. Now I have other brushes of course, but these 10 are the ones that I need. Like if I was going out of town, these would be the ones I'm taking. If I could only have 10, these are the ones I would have. So I'm going to mention the brushes based on the steps on which I actually do my makeup, which means I do my eyes first and then I do my face. So we're gonna start off with eye brushes. Now I start off with my eyeshadow with the transition or crease portion of my eye. And with that, I use a Zoeva 227 brush. This brush is perfect for applying as well as blending out our transition area. The next brush is for applying our lid shade. For that, I use my MAC 242 brush. I use this, like I said, every day, as well as the 227 brush. I'm picking for this primarily to apply my lid shade. I really like this brush because it is a flat synthetic brush, so it is able to actually packs on, and that's my favorite thing about this brush is that I'm able to keep the eyeshadow that I'm putting on my eyes. This next brush, I guess on first hand when you first hear it, it kind of seems a little excessive, but when you really think about it, it's not. This is the Zoeva 237 brush, and it is a flat detail shader brush. Has a small head for very small areas. Now what I use this brush is for my brow bone highlight. It is a brush that you don't think you'll need until you need it. The next brush is kind of like, yeah, of course you need that, and that is a flat brush like this. This is a e.l.f. flat eyeliner brush. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's a e.l.f. eyeliner brush, and this is what I use to carve out my eyebrows with my concealer. Pretty self-explanatory, so yeah, that's enough about that brush. Next brush is something that you might not need, but I thought I would mention it anyway, and that is a smudger brush, and this is the Zoeva 226 brush, and it is just like a short stubby brush, and what you use this for is to kind of smoke out your lower lash line. So if you're a person that really likes that smoky look when you're doing a black smoky eye and you want it to be like intense, then that's a good brush to have. It makes it a whole lot easier to smoke out your lower lash line. All right, those are all of the eye brushes. They perform the best, and I found that they are my favorite because of that. So now we're gonna move into the face brushes. I had a little bit of a issue with what I was going to include and what I wasn't going to include. So I know it says 10, but we might go a little, like maybe 11 or 12, depending on how you want to count. For foundation, primarily the Beauty Blender is what I use. And this is the best product that I have found. If I want to do foundation, highlighting, concealer, and contour all with one product without having to pick up this brush, wet this brush, or with a little Fix Plus, or just clean this brush or this and that. I have to clean one thing. I've knocked out 3 different steps. Well, actually 4 different steps if you want to be technical. This bottom portion is what I use for my foundation. This is what I use to pounce like all over my face to blend out my foundation. And this side I would use to blend out my concealer, my highlighting concealer. This side, which has a little powder on it, I would use to blend out my contour shade. Then on top of that, I would apply my powder and set my highlighted areas. So if you want something that knocks out like 4 steps all in one, this is the perfect item that you should purchase. I have the Real Technique sponge, and I'm sorry, but it does not perform nearly as well as my Beauty Blender. It is perfect for foundation, concealer, contouring, all of that. It is perfect. Now, the reason why I say you might have 11 or 12 depending on how you want to count. I have 2 other brushes when it comes to foundation that I found are really great performers. My first one is the Morphe M439 brush, and it is just a like round foundation brush, and I really love this brush. It is very soft and I love it. So this is, I think it's, don't quote me on this, but maybe like $13.99 I'm thinking. All of the links will be down below for all of these brushes, so you guys can head over to their specific website and see exactly how much they cost. The next brush is the Sigma F80 brush, and I know a lot of people have already heard about this brush because this brush has been around for years. It is just a flat brush that you would use to put on your foundation. I really like this brush too. When I first got it, I did not like it at all. I felt like it wasn't blending right, but I wasn't using the right foundation with it. It was a cream stick foundation, and this brush doesn't perform that well with a cream stick foundation, I found, from the ones that I've used. But for liquid foundations, it is perfect. I love it for that, and that is primarily what I use, is liquid foundation. So that's why I really like this brush. All right, the last 2 brushes we have for our face are contouring and highlighting. The first thing I want to talk about is the contouring brush, and that is the Morphe M178 brush. This brush has already made an appearance in another like favorites video, my July favorites. I love this brush. It sits very easily in the hollows of our cheek and on our forehead. It is perfect. It wasn't that expensive, and it performs absolutely great. So this is perfect if you want oh, and this is for powder, not for cream contour. Cream contour, you would need a beauty blender or maybe another brush, but for powder application of contouring, this is what I would use for the hollows of my cheek and like my forehead. We have the Morphe M501 brush, and it is a small like tapered brush, and I use this to apply my highlight on the highest points of my cheek. All right, the very last brush that we're going to talk about is a e.l.f. small precision brush, and this is my favorite brush to use when I am blending out my lipstick. I know you noticed in the title that I included my favorite makeup brushes and tools, and I know you're wondering, what is the tool? The tool that I think is essential are tweezers. While you might not be there yet, if you are a beginner and you're a little scared to put on lashes, eventually, girl, oh boy, you are gonna want to put on some lashes. I promise you. And these are the best tools to use for putting on lashes. I have a video on how to put on lashes, and I'll talk about tweezers, and tweezers are important when it comes to putting on lashes. All right, and that is it for my 10, 11, or 12 essential brushes and tools that you need. These are my favorite brushes when it comes to doing a full face of makeup. If you just needed like a blending brush, or you needed a eyeshadow brush, or even a foundation brush, I hope I was able to help. So yeah, that is the end of this video. Make sure you follow me on all of my social media. Make sure you subscribe. And I promise I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys. All right, the last 2 brushes we have on our face, or I would keep if the rest of them, you know, got stolen. I mean, I guess I wouldn't be. Why do I come up with this stuff? Okay, now I'm gonna move in. All right, that is, jeez. Okay, Taylor, stick with it. Jesus Christ. What are you trying to say? Just say it. Just say what you're trying to say, Taylor. Oh, okay. Now I start.